When life shakes you, which inevitably it will, what spills out? My father was a minister for most of his life. While I remember very little about the time spent in those hard church pews, I do remember one particular Sunday sermon. My dad stood in front of his congregation with a bottle full of water. He uncapped it, and then he began shaking the bottle violently with water splashing everywhere. My eyes widened. I remember thinking things at church had suddenly gotten very interesting. My father then asked his congregation what I thought was a deceptively simple question. Why does the water spill out? As he stood there at the front, still shaking the nearly empty water bottle, he answered that water spilled out because it was water that was inside. What spills out of you? When life shakes you, which inevitably it will, what spills out? I believe that the answer for almost all of us is fear. Fear spills out in the form of instincts, biases, deceptions, stories, behaviors we wouldn't consciously want to be exhibiting. If we don't take time to begin sorting out our fears from truly life-threatening stories from the ones that are just a little out of date or need to be overridden, we aren't being the fully conscious, capable humans that we're meant to be. Our brains were designed to keep us safe, and they have done just that for hundreds of thousands of years. But today, they're preventing us from fully living. We need to become fearless. Less is in parentheses. That's because I don't necessarily think that being fearless is a good idea. Walking out in front of that bus because you don't fear it, it's a bad choice. But actively and consciously deciding what deserves your fear, that's real power. That's you moving beyond your subconscious instincts to a super conscious state of being. And we need to do that today more than ever.